roast, and I can saute. I can even make creme brulee. Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. I take a bowl and my food and get ready to bake. On the menu today is a sweet cupcake. All the food that I cook will fill in your tummy, and when you take a bite, you'll go, "This is yummy." Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. I plate my food with pizzazz and style, and when I'm finished, I serve it with a smile. I'm kitchen Eliana, and I love to eat. Yum, chef's rock, bon appetit. Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. Cool kids cook and get creative in the kitchen. Today I'm making shrimp etouffee.
Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. So first we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it in our pan. So who loves butter? Now I'm going to chop up some green onions. And my family, we have a big family, and we have lots of family gatherings. And with lots of kids, lots of noise, and lots of food on the table. It's like we're an international food court. So we're just going to chop up a bunch of green onions and add that after our butter is melted.
You know, I mentioned this the other day when you're up here. I'm thoroughly impressed with your knife skills. I've got guys who've been working for me at the restaurant who cannot use a knife as good as you can. So if you're looking for a job, like after school, we're going to put you to work. Do you know how to peel shrimp?
Yes.
You're my new girlfriend. All right.
So, I have a trivia question for you.
You have a trivia question for me? Is this where we play Stump the Chef? All I have to give away for prizes, though, is Zia beer. So hopefully I can get it right. What is your trivia question?
Okay. So, do you know what etouffee means?
Well, I know what etouffee. Actually, I do. And I tell you, it's one of the first things that I learned. But why don't we throw that question out to one of the adults out here? If they get it right, I can give them a Zia beer. How's that sound? Anybody know what etouffee is? Raise your hand. Nobody, well, I'll have the beer then. Well, why don't you go ahead and try it?
Etouffee comes from the French word étouffer, which means to smother.
To smother. That's right. So you cook it down in a liquid.
Okay, now our butter is melted and we can add our green onions. Smells delicious. So now we're going to add our Trinity. And in New Orleans, Trinity is Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But in New Orleans cooking, it's bell peppers, onions, celery. Can you say that with me? Bell peppers, onions, celery. So we're going to add about a cup of Trinity. And I made this Trinity myself the other day. And so, since it's fresh, you have to let it sit for a while.
Alright, well this looks and smells delicious.
Thank you. I love Trinity. I use Trinity in a lot of cooking.
Right. So what happens next?
Next, we have to add our seasonings. So we have for Creole seasoning, we're going to add a teaspoon of Creole seasoning, 2 teaspoons of adobo seasoning. And adobo seasoning is a Hispanic seasoning, a Hispanic all-purpose seasoning with the bases of turmeric and granulated garlic. And now we get to add our tomato sauce. And this is homemade tomato sauce.
Yeah.
So we used about 10 tomatoes. We used our Trinity, some carrots, and we used white wine.
White wine? Really? They allow you to cook with white wine at the house? That's pretty cool. Not a bad deal. But you know what? If you're when you cook it down, you'll have the alcohol burns off. And if somebody didn't want to use white wine, is there anything else you would suggest maybe they could put in there?
Any white wine or sherry.
Sherry? Okay, so if you don't want to use white wine, use sherry. That's good. New Orleans cook. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay.
So this is a little over a cup of tomato sauce.
And the color is a little on the orange side. I would imagine that comes from the carrot that you put in there. That's kind of neat. That adds some extra sweetness to it.
Yes.
So you don't have to add sugar. All right.
So now we're just going to stir this. Okay. So this serves about 4 to 6 people. But if you're a big cable man like my papa, the whole pot.
The whole pot will be good. And this is something good that you can make a big pot of it. And I find it gets better day after day after day. In fact, a lot of times when I'll do this, I'm making anything, I'll put everything in it except the final protein. Whether it's, I won't put the shrimp or the crawfish or the alligator, and I'll split it up. And that way you can make some different varieties of things that are in
Yes, like chicken etouffee.
That's good too. Very good. Well, what's next?
Next, we're going to add, we have some heavy whipping cream. And this is from a local dairy. So we're going to add half a cup of heavy whipping cream.
What is that? What did you just do?
This is a collapsible measuring cup.
You have all the nutrients. You know, she has a cookbook. She had, what else do you have? You have a website.
Yes.
You have an agent. You have your own spice blend. You got your Trinity base and all that, and you got these cool tools. I mean, I need to hang out with you more often. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I don't have half the stuff yet.
So now we're going to add half a cup. It's half a cup of heavy whipping cream and half a cup of water. So it's equal parts of water and heavy whipping cream. Thank you.
Trusting assistant.
So the heavy whipping cream is going to help to thicken the etouffee. But towards the end, after we put our shrimp in, we're also going to add cornstarch.
Oh, okay, for a little bit of thickening.
Yes. But you don't put a lot of cornstarch because you have the heavy whipping cream.
Right, because as that tends to reduce down, it gets thicker.
Yes. And usually, this is made with root, etouffee.
Right.
But since I simplify recipes for kids, I use cornstarch syrup.
I got you. And sure. Because it's for the kids.
Right.
Very good. I love cooking with you.
Thank you. So now we're going to add our shrimp.
Now, are these Louisiana shrimp?
Louisiana.
Thank goodness, because I hate to have to ask you to leave. Those are good. So this is what I guess I would call this maybe about a 90 to 110 count. It's similar to what we sometimes refer to as a gumbo shrimp. Can you imagine being the poor little guy that's got a Viennese? That would be really tough. I think they do those by machine though. In fact, there's a little young lady that's right there. Her daddy, do you like shrimp? Do you like shrimp? Yeah, her daddy owns a shrimp peeling plant, a big one up there. Her daddy, Randy.
So we're using a pound of Louisiana shrimp. And now we add a fourth of a cup of white wine.
Got that? I'm sure I have to do this in my home. Just like that. But that's only when I have a microphone in my hand.
So about a fourth of a cup. And now we have to stir this. So after we add this, now we're going to add our cornstarch.
Okay. Well, while you get the cornstarch ready, can you take a couple questions from the audience, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Let me come on down. Raise your hand if you've got a question for Kid Chef Eliana. Do you have any questions? Well, I might have another question or two. So do you just pour the cornstarch right in, or do you have to?
No. Actually, you don't want to pour the cornstarch directly into your etouffee because then it starts to clump up. So you have to have a tablespoon of cornstarch cornstarch and a tablespoon of water. So we're just gonna put this in this cup, and then a tablespoon of water. And then we're just gonna mix it together, and then we can add it to our etouffee. So we have a spoon. And so, you don't want to, you want to do this right before you're going to add it, or else it starts to harden in your bowl. So you want to stir this and add the cornstarch as you're stirring.
Because if you don't do that, what happens? It tends to clump up a little bit.
Yes.
You can't see where I'm here. I'm hiding in the audience. You don't have no idea where there I am. Anybody have a question for Kitchen? What's your name and where are you from?
My name's Gary Bang. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. What's the difference between etouffee and roux?
Okay, a good question. What's the difference between etouffee and a roux?
Well, a roux is made out of butter and flour or oil and flour. And you can put a roux in the etouffee to thicken it, but I use the cornstarch.
Very good answer. That is great. So a roux is more of a component or really an ingredient for different flavor. Very good. Any other questions for the chef? Yes. What's your name? Where are you from?
Nancy Conley from New Jersey. And I would like to know if you took any cooking courses or did you learn everything from your family?
I did not take any cooking courses, but I did learn it from my family.
Do you have any interest in going to culinary school? Maybe when you finish up with that whole high school and middle school thing? Or?
Yes.
Where would you like to go? You picked one out?
I'd like to go to CIA, Culinary Institute of America.
That's like one of the best ones. That's really good. So would you prefer to go to the one that's up in New York or in Napa Valley, California?
Probably New York.
New York, yeah, it's kind of nice. Although it's not too bad in Napa Valley. And I know how you like cooking with wine, so that might be a place to check out. Who knows? All right. So what's happening next in that pot?
So our etouffee is starting to bubble, and our shrimp is getting pink. So when that happens, then you know that your etouffee is ready.
Very, very calm. I'm right here. You want me to turn it off? Oh, okay, sure. Take it off?
Yes.
All right, good, perfect. That's that really useful. I can't wait to try.
So now we have our Cajun country rice.
Wait, you have what kind of rice?
Cajun country rice.
Cajun country rice. That's some of the best
We use
rice.
the ice cream scooper to make the rice into a little dome.
Okay, for the presentation, that's always important.
Then I pour my etouffee over my rice.
And I will help you out. I'll help deliver that to our guest over here.
Oh, yeah.
You got some stuff you want to
And I'm just going to garnish this with a little green onion.
Look at the speed that she has with it. That's incredible. I would be afraid to death of that. When I was your age, I was using the slap chop. Alright. You have anything else you'd like to add? Well, that's a fantastic. Let's have a big round of applause. Thank you very, very much. This young lady, she is so special. She's just done a great job. She's been a good sport putting up with me. And don't forget, we've got some of her cookbooks right out